I was looking on the news today, and I very rarely watch TV, and I decided to go to one of the news channels on YouTube and find out, everything that's going on in this pandemic. And I started to think about all the other entrepreneurs that are in great businesses, and they've got family, they've got kids, and a lot of people out there, even though you're an online entrepreneur, you're sitting there wondering, how are you going to survive this pandemic? I mean, a lot of us, and I didn't even think this myself, a lot of us didn't think that the pandemic would even last this long. But here we have from March, and now we're all the way into December, going into January of 2021. And a lot of people, they're like, I don't know how I'm going to make it through. They're issuing out these stimulus checks, but there's no way that's enough. We have a lot of people freaking out right now. And this video is going to be centered around how you can survive through this pandemic, and not only how you can survive, but how you can thrive through this pandemic. I know a lot of you guys are going through a lot of hard stuff. Maybe it could be financially, maybe you got laid off from your job, and some of you guys don't see how you're ever going to make it through. We got people, millions and millions of Americans out of work. We've got people facing eviction. And even though they have these, what do you call them? The eviction bans that they have going on. And, some of you guys are like, okay, when these bans are lifted, I don't know how I'm going to pay all that money back. And I've talked to some of you guys on Facebook, and some of you guys are freaking out and you don't know how you're going to make it through. Well, this video is going to be centered around giving you tips on how you can make it through if you're an entrepreneur and you have an online business, because I see a lot of you guys doing certain things, and it's causing your ability to be able to make it through this pandemic way harder than what it really has to be. The last thing you want to do is just make things harder on yourself. But if you don't realize that certain things that you're doing are causing things to be hard on you, you'll keep doing the same thing and same thing. And in the middle of a pandemic, you got all these bills, you got laid off from your job, and all you end up doing is just digging a deeper hole for yourself. So this video is centered around giving you tips on how to recover quickly, so that when this pandemic is over, you'll be shining bright like the sun. It will be as though the pandemic never even happened in your life. So I want to get into some tips, and I really feel like this is going to touch somebody. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I've got to share it tonight. So the first thing that I wanted to get into is instant pay program. I know a lot of you guys have great businesses, but you're in a situation where you need money ASAP. You need money to pay your bills. Maybe you're behind months on your rent. You're freaking out because the eviction ban is coming, or the eviction ban will be lifted soon. So we got a lot of people freaking out. But yet, the programs that they're promoting out there are only paying them once a month. They're only paying them once a week. And when you have bills coming at you all the time, one of the type of programs, you need at least one of these type of programs in your arsenal, is a instant pay program. A program that's going to pay you every day, not once every week, not once every month. And I see a lot of you guys promoting businesses that you're passionate about, but the companies that you're promoting, they're taking forever and a day to pay you. And so that's something that can hold you back when you really need money, like ASAP, like today. The last thing that you want to be putting all your focus in right now is a program that's going to only pay you once a month or once a week. So if you are in need of cash like right now, the program that you should definitely consider is an instant pay program. Now, there's many instant pay programs out there. Daily Takeover, or DTOaffiliates.com, is one of those programs. And also Devant Travels, or DevantTravel.org, is another instant pay program. And there's several others out there that you can research and look up and even join. But you don't want, right now, you don't want to be putting all your energy into a program that's taking eons and centons just to pay their affiliates. If you need money now, you need an instant pay program in your arsenal, because if not, you're gonna need money in this pandemic, and it's not gonna be available because you're waiting around on all these other companies to pay you. So the first thing is you're gonna need an instant pay program. That way you have continuous cash flow coming to you every day as opposed to waiting around, especially if you have a job. If you were fortunate enough where you were able to keep your job, and let's say you were not laid off like millions of other Americans, if you want to wait 2 weeks just to get a paycheck, that could become a problem. If you got rent, you got your car payments, you got your cell phone bill, you got all these other things you got to pay, but yet your job is only paying you every 2 weeks. And I was looking at some news stories, and there's so many millions of Americans that they're losing their houses, they're getting eviction notices on their door, they're literally freaking out. And I can't help but to think, what would happen if these people were actually in an online business? A lot of them would be able to save their house if they took the time to work hard and learn the skills of internet marketing. A lot of them can recover, but a lot of people are in the mindset of the only way I can make money is to go out there and get a job. That's hurting a lot of people. But I am so glad that I discovered an online business years ago. I haven't worked a regular job in several years, so I don't have to worry about a job laying me off and me saying, oh my God, what do I do? But based off of the interviews I'm seeing on the news of people being interviewed that are facing eviction, they're on the verge of being homeless, they don't know what they're going to do, is because these people have not experienced and have not discovered that there's power in online business. Nobody's ever introduced that to them. And even if somebody did introduce that to them, they probably rejected it for years and years and years. And now that they really need the money is not around. So if anybody watching this video, if you are not in an online business, you should definitely get into one, because if there's one thing that this pandemic has taught us, is there's no such thing as job security. If you're not in an online business, you definitely need to get into one. And for those who are already in an online business and you need money like fast, quick, and in a hurry, you always want to have at least one instant pay program in your arsenal. You don't want to put all your energy and focus into a business that's only going to pay you once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once a month. Now, I have 7 different businesses. I've got 7 different businesses, but my main focus are on instant pay programs. That right now, that is the smartest way you can go right now. So that's the first thing. The second thing that you have to consider if you're going to make it through this pandemic is the fact that you got to get to the point where you're not jumping around so much. I see a lot of entrepreneurs, they're jumping around so much that they never get anywhere in any business that they join. For example, I know a man who joined a program that's $100, and then within like 3 weeks, he's already joining another program that cost $140. And then weeks later, he's promoting a program that costs $200 to get started plus $100 a month, which originally the first program he joined was only $100 one time. But he's doing so much skipping around that he's not getting anywhere. The last thing you want to do is waste your time by skipping around so much that you just don't see any results. And the important thing to remember is you always have to crawl before you can walk. You got to walk before you can run, and you got to be able to run before you can soar. But we have a lot of entrepreneurs out there. They're trying to go from crawling to flying. So what they start doing is joining this program and that program, this program, but they haven't even learned the skills to even sell a low ticket item. Like, for example, for those who don't know, I am the one that created Devant Travels. Now, Devant Travels is only a $47 one-time payment to get in, but we had a lot of people that were promoting Devant Travels for $47, but then what they ended up doing, and this was way before the pandemic, they ended up joining for $47, give it about 2 or 3 weeks or maybe even a month, and even though they weren't making any money in that business because they have not acquired the skills, a majority of them have not even taken the time to even complete the training, to even know how to implement, to even get results in the first place. But what they did is they went from Devant Travels to Fearless Mama, which is $250 to join. So logically, it makes no sense to join. It makes absolutely no sense at all to go from a $47 program to a $250 program, where if you couldn't sell a $47 product, what makes you think you're ready to sell something for $250? See, a lot of people are trying to jump to these higher ticket programs when they have not even mastered the lower ticket first. See, when I first started online business, I didn't start off selling high ticket stuff. The first program that I was extremely successful in was a program called Easy Cash Code. Now, Easy Cash Code, I became the #2 top earner in that entire company. But the starting price of that company was $18. So when I first started online business, the products I was selling was $18. And I got so good at those $18 commissions, I got so good at selling that I upgraded to the $67 level. So I was selling that for a while. And when I got good at the $67 level, I graduated to the $97 level. See, I moved up in steps. When I became the #2 top earner in that business, that's when I moved over to a high ticket program, because by that time I'd acquired so many great skills that now I have the skill sets needed to sell something that was high ticket. So if you keep trying to jump from program to program without even mastering what cost it less, you're sabotaging yourself. I see people jumping from $20 programs and all of a sudden they're trying to sell something for $1,000, but they know that they have not even acquired the skills to even sell something low ticket. So what they end up doing is spending all this money, and because they have not learned the necessary skills, they just end up wasting their money. They end up just wasting their money. So the more time you spend jumping around so much, all you're doing is adding more time on your online journey. And this is one of the biggest reasons it takes people eons and centons to even make their income goals come true. So they start skipping from this program to that program, but they never even learn how to advertise in the first place. I see a lot of you guys out there. You'll see people on Facebook. They'll get a business. They'll join that business. They'll pump it up. And then if they don't make any money in that right away, they're on to something else. But they don't realize all that jumping around that they're doing is causing them to waste their time. And in the middle of a pandemic, if you're trying to make money as soon as possible, the last thing on the planet you should be doing is jumping around. It's just costing you more time, and it's costing you more money when you got to keep joining other programs, because you're never dedicated to a business long enough to even see the results. So all this jumping around that I see a lot of people doing, that's slowing you down. So if you want to make money ASAP, the last thing you want to do is jump around. And you also have to be willing, this is the third thing, you also have to be willing to slow down and actually learn the skills. You wouldn't believe how many programs that I have recruited hundreds of people in. And while I'm still promoting those same programs years later, these people are already in something else. And 2 months later, they're into something else. And then I noticed that they will come to me and ask me a whole boatload of questions. And the questions that they're asking me lets me know that they never even went through the training of any of those businesses. So instead of taking time to slow down and learn the necessary skills so that they can go higher and that their income can get better and they can finally start getting results, instead of taking time to slow down and learn the skills, they just jump to another program. They're trying to move so fast that they're not acquiring the necessary skills. So then they join programs that cost more money, and then they join that and realize that they can't even sell it because they've never acquired the necessary skills, because they were trying to just move too fast and they were not patient enough to even go through all the training. I see this happen all the time. Like every business that I join, I always create my own special training to help people get results, because it seems like every program that I've ever joined in online business, they never provide enough training. They're never telling you what you need to know, what you truly need to know to be successful. So I end up having to always create my own special training. You would be amazed with people that will come to me all the time and ask me questions that's like right in the training, like it's like right in their face. So because they're always in a rush, they never slow down to learn the skills. So they get their websites. And when they get their websites, the first thing that they want to do is go out there and start spamming the links without even completing the training. So then if they don't make money, they haven't completed the training to learn the necessary skills, and they don't make money, they immediately skip over to the next business. But at some point, if you really want to get results, you've got to slow down, stop posting on Facebook for a few days, just completely stop posting and just go through the training. That's it. Just stop what you're doing, stop posting so much, and dedicate more time to learning the skills. If you keep posting all day, but you're not completing that training, you're going to keep failing over and over and over again. Just slow down. I know people want to make money, but sometimes people are so much in a rush that they skip out on all the important info, and they wonder why they're not ever learning new skills. So then they join the next business and they fail at that too. And then they fail at that. They dump that business and go to the next business because they never take time to slow down, stop posting for a minute, and go through that training. Another thing I wanted to talk about, if you're trying to make it through this pandemic, is there is a difference. There's a huge difference between having multiple streams of income and just joining businesses left and right. For example, if you go on my YouTube channel right now, or you scroll down my Facebook page right now, you're going to see that for an entire year, the only business you've ever heard me talk about in an entire year worth of time was Daily Takeover. You have not heard me talk about any other business. Why? Is because I don't skip around. Yes, I have 7 different types of businesses, but I have so many traffic sources. Like, for example, everybody watching this video who's heard of Daily Takeover before, you already know that we have 1,429 plus other places that you get access to advertise your business. So I'm still on those other traffic sources advertising businesses you don't even know that I was even in to begin with. A lot of you guys don't even know that I'm in Exodus Elite. See, I've never mentioned it on Facebook. I've never mentioned that on YouTube, so you don't even know that one of the instant pay programs that I'm in is Exodus Elite, but you wouldn't know that. But a lot of people confuse multiple streams of income with just joining a bunch of businesses. See, I took the time to look up the proper definition of stream. Everybody says that they believe in multiple streams of income, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, they're confused. And they think they have multiple streams of income, but they really don't. Let me explain what I mean. The true definition of stream is a continuous flow of liquid in a specified direction. A continuous flow of liquid in a specified direction. So let me break this down to you. If you have 8 or 9 businesses, let's say you join a whole boatload of businesses, but you're not making money in any of them, then you don't really have multiple streams of income, because a stream is something that moves. So if you're not getting any cash flow, from any of your business, you don't really have multiple streams. You just have a bunch of businesses that you join that's not bringing you any money. That's not a real stream. So a lot of people will say, I'm joining this business and that business because I believe in multiple streams of income, but they don't realize that what they have is really not a stream. It's just a business that you just joined and now you're just sitting on it. But the whole goal is, if you're going to have multiple streams of income, you want to start off with one type of business first. We have a lot of people that are just trying to do too much at one time, and all they're doing is wearing themselves out because they're trying to promote 7 or 8 different type of businesses, but they haven't even mastered the first one that they're already in. See, that's the difference between what they're doing and what I'm doing. I have multiple streams of income that actually bring me money all the time. So those are true streams. In other words, I have consistent cash flow coming in from all businesses. I don't have any business that I'm in that's stagnant. But when I first started online business, I didn't have multiple streams. I dedicated myself to one specific income source. When I started getting results in that, then I moved on to add more businesses. But we have people joining things left and right. They're not making money in any of them. But to make themselves feel better, they will say, yeah, I do all these businesses because I have multiple streams. But like I said, the proper definition of a stream is a continuous flow of liquid in a specified direction. So if you're not getting cash flow in any of your businesses, it's not a real stream. So what you should do is take a moment to slow down, learn the skills first. And, you know, I see a lot of people, they're just moving backwards. They think they're moving forward, but they're moving backwards. They'll take a cheap opportunity, an opportunity that has a low cost to get in. And let's say your opportunity is $20. And let's say the $20 opportunity is an information product that teaches you how to advertise, right? They join this low ticket business. They haven't even mastered the $20 commission program. So if you can't get a $20 commission, why then are you joining something that's $1,000 when you haven't even mastered how to make $20 sales? So now you're going to spend an additional $1,000 that you're not going to make money in because you never took the time to slow down to learn the skills before even thinking about moving to the other business. And this is killing a lot of people. I see people on Facebook, it seems like every month they're in something else. And that's one of the ways that you're going to sabotage your chances of even making it through this pandemic, is because you just always skipping around all over the place. That's something you don't want to do. If there's one thing that you'll notice about me, is I'm extremely consistent. When you look at my Facebook page or my YouTube page, you don't see me advertising this business and that business and this business. I'm consistent. The only thing that you hear me talk about is daily takeover. It's because I'm focused. And because I have a lot of experience in network marketing, I do this for a living. But I didn't start off with all these other businesses. I started with one business. When I mastered that, then I moved on to something else. But when I moved on to something else, I was still promoting that other thing. I'm a part of so many businesses that I've been in for years that you just never heard me mention on Facebook. Is because I've got 1,429 plus other traffic sources that I advertise my businesses on. Like, for example, Devant Travels. Now, Daily Takeover or DTOaffiliates.com is not the same thing as Devant Travels. Those are two different programs. Now, you don't hear me advertising Devant Travels on Facebook, but guess what? I'm still getting Devant Travel commissions to this day because I'm advertising them on the other platforms. So when you have that many places to advertise, you can choose one business and advertise that on Facebook, one business. And then for the other businesses that you're a part of, you have other traffic sources to advertise your other businesses. Because one thing you don't want to do is advertise 50 million businesses on the same Facebook page. That's another mistake I see entrepreneurs do. They promote 50 million opportunities on the same page. And so the audience that's on their Facebook page, they're just confused. They're like, I don't know what this guy's dedicated to, because every time he's promoting, he's always promoting something new every month. That confuses the living daylights out of your audience. And that also kills your sales too, when you're always just promoting something else all the time. Like, I know somebody on Facebook, I swear they promote like 8 different businesses on the same Facebook page. So people don't even know what they want to join under you, because it just makes you look like a confused entrepreneur, like you don't know what you want, like you're not dedicated to anything. And that's something that kills your sales. This is why when it comes to Facebook, the only thing I advertise is Daily Takeover, because if I start bringing in all these other businesses, it's going to confuse my audience. So that's one thing you don't want to do. So, guys, it's very important to really think about these tips that I gave you today. You really got to think about this, because a lot of you guys are making certain decisions and you're wondering why it's taking you so long to reach your goals. Is because you're all over the place. You're not slowing down to learn these things. You have no instant pay programs in your life. You just really think about what I just said. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of you guys don't realize that when you're advertising a specific business on Facebook, and this is very important, when you're advertising a specific business on Facebook, there is going to come a time, there's always going to come a time, no matter what business you're in, there is always going to come a time when whatever hype your business has, that hype will eventually die. You got to understand that. It doesn't matter how great your program is. It doesn't matter how popular it is right now. There's going to come a time when the hype in your viral business is going to die. The question is, will your income survive the hype? Certain people, there's so many people that they won't make a lot of money in their business once the hype dies. So if there's a lot of hype around their business, they can pump it up and pump it up because it's new, it's a fresh, shiny business. So they're going to be making money a lot in the beginning. But as soon as the hype starts to die and Facebook is the only thing they know how to advertise on, and the hype dies down, it gets oversaturated on Facebook. Next thing you know, they feel like the money is not flowing in like it used to. So they feel the need to ditch that wonderful business and go to something else. Now they've become a program hopper. Now they're just keep going around in circles. So you don't want to do that. But if you had the things that I had, the 1,429 plus traffic sources, you will never have to ditch a business because the sales stop coming in from Facebook. Like every business, no matter what business it is you promote, you might be excited about that business right now, but due to people's human nature, it is human nature that people tend to have shiny object syndrome. They do. You cannot name any affiliate program under the sun that has not lost its hype over time. And what a lot of marketers would do is they'll join a program just because it's new, it's fresh, it's shiny. But when the hype dies down, when the hype dies, which is inevitable, it will happen to every business. It always does. It's never been any other way. When the hype dies down, the sales stop coming in, their sales start to dwindle, and they freak out like, okay, the sales are not coming in like they used to. Facebook is all I know, so if the sales are not coming in, I got to go find another shiny business because it's new. And you don't want to feed into that shiny object syndrome because your income will never be consistent if your income is only relying on how much hype a program has. But when you have as many traffic sources as I have, even when the hype dies down in your business, you have so many other places that you can reach people who have never heard about your business. So even to this day, like for example, Devont Travels has been around for 3 years now. And even though you don't see the hype all over Facebook anymore, guess what? I'm still making commissions all the time. Now, for those who are in the Devont Travel group, how many times do you guys see me come in there and go, hey, look, somebody just signed up? That's because I'm not solely relying on Facebook. So my income is not based off of whether a program has a lot of hype. And if you keep making your income based off of a program being new or it being the new sheriff in town, your income will never be consistent. And in a pandemic, in the middle of a pandemic, you don't want the hype of the business to die down in the middle of a pandemic, because when that happens, if Facebook is all you've got to advertise, you're going to be scrambling trying to find the next thing to join. So, but if you had all these other traffic sources, it doesn't matter if the hype dies, you'll still be making money consistently every day because you're getting so much traffic that you're always reaching people that have never heard about your business, and you're not solely relying on Facebook. I've got programs that I've been in for several years. How many of you guys have heard of David Allen Capital? Now, if you go back on my YouTube channel, you'll look back from 2017, I was advertising that business. And even when it seemed to get oversaturated on Facebook and YouTube, guess what? I still promote it. It's because I've got 1,429 other places to promote it. Why everybody else stopped promoting it and they kind of dropped out of it, I'm still going in it. So my income does not dwindle when the hype dies. The question is, whatever business you think is hot and shiny right now, the question is, if you're making all this money in your business right now, when the hype dies down, what are you going to do? If you oversaturate Facebook or you oversaturate those work from home groups, what are you going to do when the hype dies down? Are you going to just join another business because the sales start to dwindle? Or are you going to get access to the 1,429 plus traffic sources that Daily Takeover has to offer? So guys, it's very crucial that you get your hands on these traffic sources so that you don't have to keep switching businesses and being a program hopper all the time. So if you want access to this, just visit dtoaffiliates.com. Again, that's dtoaffiliates.com. I'll be putting the website information above this video, and also the link will be in the comment section of this video. And if you're watching this on YouTube, the link will also be in the description. But guys, I hope this video has given you something to think about so you can stop spinning your wheels, because I don't believe that it should take anybody years and years and years just to be able to quit the job that's not even guaranteed to you tomorrow. So we know there's no such thing as job security, but you know, a lot of people are just relying on that, and it's just not something that's reliable. If I was able to quit my job in 3 months, and it's been years since I've worked a regular job, I know you can get there too. But if you keep doing all the things I said not to do, it's going to take you several years to get there, especially when you're only solely relying on Facebook. Your traffic will not be coming quick enough to make massive things happen on a consistent basis. Consistency is key, because if you're not making consistent income, then your income is not reliable to even be able to quit your job. Guys, you want to get your hands on these traffic sources, and definitely consider everything I said in this video, and you can go a very long way. Again, don't forget to visit the website at dtoaffiliates.com. You'll see several buttons on the website to set up your account so you can start getting that massive traffic, start getting those results. Because remember that if I can leave you with one piece of advice, is if your traffic never changes, your income will never change for the better. You need the traffic in order to have consistent results. There's no nice way to put it, and there's no other way around it. So realize that. So again, guys, this is Stefan Thomas, CEO and founder of dtoaffiliates.com, and I will see you guys in the next video.